Welcome to UCC. UCC, what it is?
My name's Wes. I'm on bowl duty.
Oh, Wes is on bowl duty
This
today.
is JJ. We're doing episode Gabe today.
I'm Gabe. Nice to meet everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all. We're just missing Seb. We'll do a call in a little soon. A little bit sooner or later.
Good old Sep had some exciting news come through.
Very exciting news.
Man's going to be able to announce it himself. We'll give him the honor of telling you guys, but really exciting stuff happening for the boy. Can't wait to see how everything ends up transpiring for him. It's really cool to see all the new growth and the new steps that the boy's making.
So as Wes loads a bowl right now, I'm just going to go quick right to it. Gabe, what is your favorite strain, dog?
Oh, shit. That's a hard question, dude.
What's your favorite strain? What's the first one that comes to mind?
My first strain that comes to mind, if I were to just lock in, it's probably going to be a really solid Chem Dog
Okay.
or GMO. Like, it's neck and neck for the two.
Yeah.
I really am into those funky, full-bodied, unique, savory style terpene profiles.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be kind of where my home is for effect, for taste, for everything. It's just those GMO classic cuts. I really like the funk.
Yeah, I fuck with GMO hard, dude. That garlic funk, you know what I mean?
Oh boy.
That garlic hit.
Why are you making that face, Wes?
We don't have the camera right now, but Wes was making a face of just like, nah, that's not for me.
Hey, everybody's a fan of the effect, obviously. Like, how could you not be a fan of the effect? But the taste, I don't know. The taste, it's questionable.
You're
The
questionable.
flavor
Oh shit.
of garlic alone. I understand
boy.
the funky though, but
Yep.
you get the garlic. That's where I personally get iffy, but funky like Chem Dog.
That chemical, just like
gas.
Yeah, gas.
Yes,
Just
Sign
really
me up.
into that.
sign me up,
Yeah.
dude.
I would say that's kind of what I like to have, but if I'm going into like, if I could have a certain variety, I would like a Vietnam Black. Like, I think that would be a really amazing variety to get my
Yeah, that's
hands
something you
on.
told me when I first met you, was Vietnam Black. I had never heard before. Expand more on that.
Dude, Vietnam Black is an indigenous landrace out in Vietnam, of course. It has a prolific lineage. It's been systemic for like a lot of our more chemical notes that we see predominantly in today's society. And like, if you trace it even back further, when you look into why this strain is here in the United States, it's from old war vets.
And it's from Vietnam?
Yeah.
And explain the term land race for people that don't know.
So landrace is an indigenous genetic that grows naturally, like on the canal banks of Vietnam. So it's a
Right.
strain that is
Particularly this
indigenous
strain.
to that land. Particularly like, so Afghanistan has a lot of really notorious cuts, like the Afghani, there's Skunk One, like there's so many different cuts that come from Afghanistan, and this is just one of the ones that's more known in the Vietnamese area.
Got you.
And it's really cool because like it has so many different characteristics for being a therapeutic style bud. So like if you look at Spain compared to Vietnam, and you look at the land races that are predominantly there, and then you look at the dynamic of the cultures that are there, Spain is more of your sativa varieties, and they're gonna have more of the uppity going all the time.
Let me hit that cappuccino and
Gotta
that
go
sativa
out,
real
dude,
quick.
gotta go out onto the river and go fishing. You know what I mean? Like they gotta get going and they gotta start collecting their food. But in Vietnam, they're moving boulders. They're breaking rocks. They're doing more back-breaking work in Vietnam compared to like what they would be doing in Spain. And like the indica sativa, I don't necessarily like the terminology of indica and sativa.
Right.
I think that there's much more to it than.
But that's
just
the
that.
labels we're using right now.
Yeah, it's just ones that are known. The indica variety seems to be more predominantly in Vietnam, and I'm an indica fan myself. So
what you're saying, sorry to cut you off, what you're saying is that's not only from just location, but you're saying that it was bred that way in order to be like indica is specific in this location because they liked it that much, so it was bred that much, so that's why it was common in that location.
So not necessarily, but I think that like cannabis is a blessing. Like it's something that's given to us by the creator,
It's
by
definitely
source, you know?
a mutual benefit, right? Like they, cannabis I feel like makes us love it so that it's like plant me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
you
sure.
fucking love me so much, so that's why you're gonna plant me this much. So it's kind of like a gotcha in a way.
Yeah, but I think about it more of like it's a blessing for the indigenous people of those lands. So like Afghanistan is also known for some very, very strong indica varieties, and they live a very hard life. They live so many different constructs than we do. They live in a third world country when there's first world countries still going.
Right.
So like they live a different lifestyle in whole. So
just working constantly.
Yeah, and indicas innately can suture more of their needs compared to what a sativa variety would do.
So you're saying a higher power was involved to like give them that, to be like, cause they're going through that, so let me give them.
I wouldn't necessarily a higher power, but I would say the universe blesses specific lands with specific needs.
Yeah.
And those specific needs are able to be met by specific blessings that the land has indigenously. Yeah. So like being able to acclimate and create comfort and peace for the people that are living in those places. So that's like fruit-bearing trees, fruit-bearing plants. Yeah, that's like water sources, that's shade, that's material to build housing, like everything else that goes into that. Also, cannabis is like the therapeutic side that they get to, at the end of the day, thank the lands for blessing them not only with the medicine that they need to heal their body, but to invoke creativity inside of them. Because it's not only like cannabis is therapeutic, that's of course like a main attribute of it, but cannabis also has the amazing predominant factor of creativity and like mind stimulation and creating so many new facets for people to be able to express themselves.
No, that's definitely true. And I think another way to look at it is kind of just taking advantage of what, if you are like indigenous, right, or the different areas there are in the world, about the natural plant life there, right? And taking advantage and like learning about it and how you can utilize it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm going to pass this bowl to Gabe.
Ooh, appreciate that.
I'm going to give this man a little intro. Gabe Flores. Potato farmer from Idaho by birth and became trapper by choice. And I get to meet him here now, adult life, after all of it, to learn more.
Cannabis
because
enthusiast.
I don't know enough. But as you can tell, this man is full of knowledge. He is ready to tell you it all.
Hell yeah, baby.
So we are going to dive deep into your life, brother.
Appreciate that, dude. I appreciate the heavy introduction. Thank you.
So,
one other quick question. How old are you?
23.
23 years old. So you were born in the year 2000.
Yes, sir. That's me, baby.
The big 200.
Hell yeah.
How do you think that has an effect on your perception in the world? And like, I know you as a friend, as a close friend, you're an old soul, coming from Idaho, a little more rural. You're just an old soul. And, but how, being born in 2000, it's a different generation for sure, as you know, growing up with different peers that think differently of you, even coming to Salt Lake and seeing 23-year-olds and being like, you're 23?
Yeah.
You know, tell us more about that. Like, what is that like?
I would say it's a really beautiful thing, and it's a really sad thing at the same time. It's a really beautiful thing that this world has so many different facets that you can look into to be able to adhere to knowledge that you want to pertain your life around. So that's one thing that our age in particular has such an amazing go at is we have so many opportunities that lay out in front of us that are open now, like cannabis. Cannabis has not been an open market for a long time for people to be able to take advantage of, and to not only, and when I say take advantage of, I mean like be able to utilize the plant that's in front of them and not be criticized, not be shamed, not be scrutinized, not be told that they're a bad parent. Like, there has been such a huge perspective shift that I'm very grateful for with my generation. But at the same time, my generation also has a lot to learn and like, not to say that I know any more or am any better than them, but in my experience with my generation, they feel like everything is so personalized that they have to internalize on every exchange that they have.
Even if it's not like to them personally.
Yeah, even if it's just like a broad statement that they now are standing up for people that don't even necessarily feel like they need to be stood up for.
Yeah.
So, and that's just my perception. Of course, this is like a jaded perception, but it's definitely one that I have, and it's my truth, you know? It's my perspective of the world. And that's what people forget is like, your truth needs to be developed by you and no one else. Like, of course, do your research, get your knowledge, and refine why you have a truth, and don't go blatant. But that's what I feel, unfortunately, people have done today is they've stopped taking the time to look into things and develop their own opinion. And even if that opinion is against the grain, they will shy away from it.
Yeah.
And that's where people need to develop the personality attributes of you are beautiful, you are you, no one else can be you, and that's why you're here. Not because you're supposed to be with this group or you're supposed to be with that group. It's because you are you. That's what makes you fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
That's what I feel.
You have your own individuality, that's for sure.
Thank you.
And yeah, that's your perspective, man. Like, that's what we're here for, is to get your perspective.
So, take us to Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho was a trip, dude.
Take us to
Idaho was a
what town? What
trip.
town?
So like,
I don't even know what town.
So, I was all over the place, dude. So like, I got kicked out of high schools going through high school, so I experienced a lot of different small towns throughout Idaho within a 45-minute proximity.
Okay, and you're saying you got kicked out of high school. Like, is this like you want to? Can we ask why? Is it?
Multiple reasons.
Being a hoodlum.
Kind of give us a little daily life of Gabe. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So
like,
I was on probation for cannabis, like consuming cannabis, and I had a huge authoritarian issue. Anybody that would step to me without reason or rhyme, I had no problem in spitting back to them. And that was, of course, like, maturity level of knowing how to converse with somebody. But, like, at the same time, being in Idaho, I was the biggest black sheep. Nobody was like me. I did not match pace with fucking anybody. Except for one homie, Maxwell Kent. And
shout out to Max.
Shout out to Maxie, the boy, dude. I love that kid more than anything.
Shout out
and
to you,
Oscar,
dog.
dude. Max and Oscar, those were the dogs. And Dylan Pope, those three. Those were the dogs. And Dylan Pope wasn't necessarily the same beat, but he loved me and supported me like I was his brother.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? And he did his own thing and I did my thing, and like that's what our relationship was, is like just being there for each other.
But knowing that you were there
that
for
I'm
each
different,
other.
yeah. And that was cool with him. You know what I mean?
That too, yeah.
And that's what like made that relationship so beautiful. It was a really unique thing to be able to share that kind of relationship with, like, Idaho Mormon, you know what I mean, and being the
And those guys were Mormon?
yeah, hella no, not
Those
Max
guys?
and Oscar, but Dylan,
Okay.
like the one that took me.
And
in.
you're not Mormon.
No, no, I lived with Dylan for 2 years of high school, and like I ran away from home when I was 14, come from like a pretty jaded spot, you know what I mean, so I, in turn, was just like a hellion, dude. Like, I was, like, smoking weed wherever I wanted, like,
At a younger
school.
age?
Yeah, dude, right before school, telling all my homies, let's meet up at the gas station.
How old
Everyone
were you?
would hop. I was, like, 14.
Okay.
15. And in Idaho, you can get your driver's license when you're 14 and a half.
Right, because of the farm work.
Yeah. So I had my license that young,
Good old
too.
child labor, baby.
Yeah.
dog.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, it's family work, dog. Part of the family.
But so I had my license really young. So I would go pick up all the homies. We would meet at the gas station. We would load up in my car. We would go whip up like to this little canal bank that was like a mile away from my school. Smoke down, bomb back to the school. You know, do our thing
Hey,
and
so
like go on our way.
smoking, hey, you joints, you freaking
Oh, dude, we were anything. Bottle and socket, fool. Bottle and socket, dog.
Gatorade
What
bottle.
we doing? I was like, what we doing
like-
at the time, you know? Like, what?
I would say like our predominant was a 10 millimeter socket. And
Okay, while we're on
and a
this,
water bottle,
what was the
dog.
first thing you ever smoked? Like a
Ooh,
joint?
Oh no, 10 millimeter socket.
That was the
and a
first thing you
bottle,
ever
yeah.
smoked? Was like a little
Yeah.
water pipe
Yeah.
handmade?
Yeah. Oh, actually no. It was a fucking metal, like OG style
Metal pipe.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it was an OG pipe.
All right.
I was hella young.
We'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
Keep going on Idaho.
Yeah, dude. So during that time, I'm finally like picking up homies, and like I'm on probation too. That's what's fucking crazy during this, dude. Like I'm having to go and like UA and shit, and like I'm bleach bombing. Like, you know what bleach bomb is?
No.
A bleach bomb. So you take 2 pieces of toilet paper, you take 1 cap of bleach, you throw it into a bowl of water. You take out the paper cloth, you dip it in it, squeeze it out, dip it in it, squeeze it out, dip it in it, squeeze it out. The 3 method. You have to do it 3 times. I don't know why.
Dip
but that was like
the bleach?
the
the paper towel.
The water.
like the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, like out of the...
Yeah, and you'd squeeze the water and bleach out, and like
Yeah.
you'd do it 3 times. You know, I don't know why, but you
Yeah,
had
that's
to
the
do
method,
it 3 times. Yeah. And then you suck in the ball of bleach, dude, and drink a gallon of water. And like right after, so like that's mandatory. You have to get down that gallon of water within like an hour time span. And then once you get down that gallon of water, you're gonna be pissing a whole lot, dude. Like a lot. But you're not good for 3 Ps. So you have to get in 3 Ps before your PO comes, or else you're gonna test 30.
Yo, it's just to get... I didn't know what you were going on. Okay, this is just to get your pee clean.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was like, this is to get high?
No.
Did you know what he was doing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was lost.
You were
Bro, do
lost?
I know what he's doing?
Yeah,
Bro,
I know what you're doing. Okay,
Bro,
now I know.
having
I
a
was getting ready to-
freaking past drug test. Dog.
I did it for 8 years. I know. Yeah. I
I've
just
been through
strapped
it.
though, dude.
But I didn't have the opportunity to do that. I had a probation officer
Yeah,
looking
watching
at me.
you.
pissed.
That was why I failed my last one because it was too cold, and they're like, you have to we gotta watch you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
life was
there,
fucked.
there was times that I was able to have somebody else for me, but I did know of methods like that. I never personally did it, but
I took a detox.
that's
Utah?
crazy. That's crazy.
I did it with tropical bleach one time. I really thought I was gonna die. I literally felt like my stomach like lock and like twist, and I thought I was gonna die. And like my PO was on his way. I got fucking took into jail. Went and sat in jail over the weekend. It was crazy. He didn't even end up pee testing me, dude. I'd fucking bleach bomb, the worst bleach bomb ever, and I didn't even get drug tested that time. I just got took straight to jail.
Damn.
Oh no!
You're like, that was not worth it.
Oh,
Nah,
man.
dude. I was all fucked up in the back of the car. Like, it was awful. But it was crazy, dude. And then...
So you were like 14
yeah,
doing that?
And yeah, I was like 15, 16.
Okay.
And then I got kicked out of that high school. That was a crazy story. I was angry, man. I was just an angry gent back in the day.
Dang, that was 15, 16?
Yeah, dude.
Alright,
I had some fights in me. The same level of competitiveness that you feel like with me now, like, you know how I'm always just challenging you. It was just in a way unnecessary manner and like way more provocative.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Competitive towards like
Just anyone and everything, dude. Like everything.
Yeah.
I was just ready to go with everything. I was fine, you know?
Oh, you're testing me? Fuck you.
And not even that, just like with that, yes. But like with everything. And like that's like railing. I went through 8 cars through high school. I went through 8 vehicles through high school.
Just
dude.
from like wrecking them, or just like getting them taken away.
Wrecking them, jumping them, and
Dirties?
like smacking the transmission so hard against the.
Damn.
So like jumping over a bridge and smacking the transmission so hard it splits in half, and like everything, dude. Like anything and everything
You
that I
flip one?
tried.
You ever flip?
Oh
one?
yeah, everything and anything that I tried, I just did it to the max of my potential until I fucked it up bad.
The good thing you got it out of your system at a young age, huh?
Yeah. Without too many injuries too, you know what I mean? I've
or
just blown out my
like
ankles a bunch.
legal shit too.
Yeah, I've gotten away pretty nice, dude. No felonies, nothing like that.
Yeah. So did you graduate high school?
I did.
You graduated.
I did, fool. I did.
Big
I did 3 years of high school in 1 year.
And that was in Idaho?
Yeah. I did 3 years of high school in 1 year in my alternative school. So, like, it was an online school.
Got
Google
you.
was my fucking homie, dog. Google and paste. Ripping through classes. And I graduated with an average of 3.42.
Bam bam.
Go.
Yeah.
Man's a genius. Man's a genius.
Fuck the system.
What you know?
Yeah, work the system.
So and then you moved to Utah around what age?
18.
You moved to Utah at
Oh,
18?
We have to pump the brakes. We have to go over
Yeah.
the weight. Push and pee.
Oh, dude.
We talking push and pee?
yeah, dude.
We have to.
Because you went through a bunch of shit in Idaho, yeah?
Yeah.
We have to.
yeah.
Yeah, we gotta pump off the brakes from Utah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about some push and pee. Come on.
Okay, where do you want to start? Like,
So
how
where did it
get
start?
into,
Where
like,
did it
pushing-
start?
The thing is, Gabe, I don't even know where I want to start because I don't know any of the details.
Yeah, so start.
So give me a little. You have to start at the beginning, like your intro to
Exactly.
it, and then kind of like where it blew up.
How it blew
Yeah,
up.
exactly. Just
Okay.
highlight the big things. Let's go.
So, I was like, probably like 16 years old now. And like, I've already been smoking bud and shit, and like, had a pretty cool connect. And like, my connect was, he'll go unnamed, but he was a really solid homie of mine. And he just took care of me, you know? So like, when it came to me, like, you know, let me pick up a couple of ounces for the homies, like, that's how it initially started. People recognized that I always
Like to
got
smoke, yeah.
good bud. I always had a really solid connect for good
Mm-hmm.
weed. So they would always hit me up and they would be like, yo, dude, like, can I grab an ounce? So I'd be like, yeah, dude, like, I'm about to go in. Like, I'll pick you up an ounce. So I'd pick up, like, 2, 3, 4 a QP at a time, you know what I mean? And just go back to the boys, kick them their ounces, and that was it. And the big homie was like, yo, dude, you ever thought about, like, moving weight? He was like, you have literally, like, so many friends. He was like, it's weird, dude. He was like, you got so many homies. He's like, you ever thought about moving weight? And I was like, nah, not really. Like, my family's crazy. I've seen how that shit kind of moves, and like, I was always very intimidated by it. And he was like, look, dude, he was like, I'm not going to put pressure on you. He was like, you tell me what you want. You tell me when you're going to pay me. All I ask is that you pay me. And he was like, even with that, he was like, if you don't pay me, he was like, knowing you, Gabe, he was like, even if you don't pay me, bro, he was like, I know that you'll get me back eventually. Yeah. He was like, it's not going to go unknown.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, this is not the type of cat that you are. And I've been just like, I've been through a lot of shit that have made me very strategic on the way that I interact with people.
Yeah.
So ever since I was a young kid, I already knew kind of like the game of how I need to compose myself in certain scenarios. You know what I mean? So like I took care of relationships in that regard. So he was like, you want to start moving weight? And I was, let's start moving some weight.
Let's do it.
And when we started moving weight, we started picking up some nice traction, and it was doing good. And like,
what were you pushing? I know you're saying like packs and stuff, like strains. What strains?
What strains were you pushing?
We were seeing a lot of like sour diesel, but I wouldn't even call it real sour D. To be truthful, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that's what it was called. But yeah, you were like, this ain't.
It wasn't sour D, but that's what it was called. We had a really amazing strawberry cough cut that we would get quite frequently. Of course, Blue Dream.
Yeah, of course.
We had a nice Jack Herrera cut that was super, super, super tasty. We would sometimes get like your standard OG Kush that was really, really nice. But those were in the lower packs. We would like... And that's kind of what sucked about being where we were, is like we would only see the glimpses of the buttes, you know what I mean? Like the original blueberry we would get like 5 packs of, and we would just geek out, you know what I mean? And just go nuts about the blueberry for a minute, dude, because the blueberry is just like super, super tasty. It was just
yummy.
Something that we didn't really see, you know what I mean? The profile was just different, and like it was just like a dessert strain for us, and we didn't really get those too frequently, so that was really fucking cool. And like that was wild, like seeing like some of those, like the strawberry shortcake come in after that. And like strawberry shortcake was a weird cut, you know what I mean? It grew super funky, it looked super funky. I feel like it had some kind of train wreck cross to it with the way that the colics were sitting, and like the node structure of it was just weird. Don't even know what the parents were. You know how it is back then, dude. Like you hear the like, and like I've been able to like cross correlate some of the strains that I had back then with what we see now. And I can say that I have had like original blueberry, like
to confirm
Blue Dream, and like to confirm exactly. So those were the kind of the things that we were seeing. And
what was your favorite? Was there one?
Northern Lights, dog. Northern Lights, brother. That girl was it was something else. It was like, for me, it was like an almost like MDMA like experience of euphoria and like just relaxation and just like a holistic vibe, if you will. You know, like I just felt solid as fuck, dude. It was by far one of my favorite strains I've ever had, if not the favorite strain I've ever had.
Okay.
I think that's it, boys. I think
well,
we gotta go.
We're gonna have to kick this off into another part.
That's pretty solid.
This will be part 1.
I know.
Tune in for another part of Gabe's
Go find
interview.
Me some Northern Lights.
Yep. Find it, dog.
With the stuff that actually smokes.
Find the cut. Find the cut.
But we're gonna leave you out on a good old bond rip.
Sent to you by Wes.
Sent to you by
Wes.
Wesley, the best.
Followed by Gabe. LinkedIn by JJ.
UCC, what it is. appreciate y'all for tuning in. See you on the next one.